Hello, everybody. How are you doing tonight? It's Saturday night, everybody. What are you up to? This is the late night bonus edition of the Affiliate Party Podcast. Tony Rizano coming to you live. Today, I just wanted to discuss for a few minutes, about starting. Today, we're going to just discuss starting a podcast, and I'm going to give you first-hand experience. Or not first-hand experience, but I'm going to give you a blow by blow of how that, because I know we talk about creating content a lot on this show, but I feel like sometimes I don't get the point across about how important it is, because you want to, we're in the marketing business, affiliate marketing, the marketing business, internet marketing. But you want to establish your authority, in whatever field you go down. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner. It doesn't matter if you've been at this for 5 years. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the time. It doesn't matter the length. That doesn't matter. What matters is you come in, you be a leader, you show people, you say, hey, I'm here, I'm present every day. I produce content on a regular basis, and people will follow you. People will be attracted to you. So it's easy. Don't think that you need $1,000 worth of material to do a podcast, to do a YouTube channel. Just get started. I use my iPhone. I use a microphone for $20 that I bought. I mean, I have equipment at home that's, I got, microphone I spent like $150 on, and here I am every day using this $20 microphone, and I've listened to a few tapes. The audio is pretty good, so it doesn't take a whole lot of money. You already have a phone, so you already bought the phone, and instead of consuming on the phone, we want to start getting to the point where we're producing a hell of a lot more on the phone with the phone than we are consuming on the phone. You know what I mean? Once you start producing, then you'll want to always produce. I mean, here we are, it's Saturday night, and I'm making bonus content. You know what I mean? So once you get into the habit, once you get into the groove, then you will definitely want to produce more than what you consume. And the podcast, like for me, I went to Anchor. You can go to Anchor, and you can sign up, you can register, and you can any category you want to do. Sports, if you like sports, if you want to talk about baseball, if you want to talk about basketball, whatever, religion, politics, whatever. It's not. You don't have to be on TV. You don't have to be. That's one thing that's one thing that I want to always. I will repeat this forever. Like, there's no gatekeepers anymore. This is not the 60s. This is not the 70s. You don't have to go. Because I remember, I used to watch, when I was a kid, Johnny Carson. He was the king of late night. And then, of course, people would go up there, do the little performance. If he didn't like you, he didn't sit on the couch. If he liked you, you sat on the couch, and boom. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Like, they got so many Instagram comedians or internet comedians, and some of them, really blow up, and you don't have to go ask anybody, hey, can I be on this? Can I be on that? No, you start your own thing. And that's why I tell people, say, hey, start a podcast, do a YouTube channel, whatever other video platforms they have. It just doesn't have to be Anchor. You can go to any other platform. I just chose Anchor because it seemed like the easiest for me. And once I started recording more episodes, they would send me emails about, hey, you are on Spotify, you are on Apple now, you are on this, you're on that. So this podcast is like on 8 different platforms. So that's great. And hopefully, of course, we'll just keep doing this every day, and we'll get more listeners, and then we'll get more, whatever platforms they have, we'll go there, and you'll get more sponsorships, and then you can get You know, it's not, you're not gonna start off making $1,000 a day from a podcast, but a podcast is just all this stuff is just a platform for you to promote, you know, your affiliate links, or if you have courses that you want to start selling. It's all this stuff is a vehicle for you, you know. So this is why I will preach until I'm blue in the face about creating content. And I just want to let everybody know that, because I know at first I used to think that, I was like, where will I get ideas from? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. But it's not as hard as you think. If you just go back to your life, any and everything that's happened to you, you can bring up. Things that happen to you on a daily basis, conversations you have with people, like I said before, and I know I've repeated this in the past, but when I talk to my wife, she owns a business. We talk on a regular basis, and she says things, and then sometimes I'm like, you know what, this is a pretty good idea. I'm gonna write this down, and then I write it down. I say, you know what, I'm gonna talk about that either in the email that I send out to people, or on the podcast, or whenever I start making videos again. I'll start doing those on the video. And yeah, I mean, it's just everyday conversations. You know, if I see something, if I see people, I hear people at the store, anything and everything I will use for this podcast. I mean, that's how you have, well, I would use that for any content. So, and that's how you want to turn off the consumer brain, and you want to turn on the marketing brain, because now we are here to, like I said before, and the 1st of October, I said, hey, the last 4 months, we want to take off. We want to get this thing cranked up, and we want to take off, and we want to be rolling into 2021. Because 2021, we're going to come in with a head full of steam. In 2021, our goal, my goal, your goal, we are going to. It's not about hope. It's about win. It's like I'm getting out of this job, and I'm going into full-time marketing. And if you want that, then let's get started. Let's fire it up. So that's why I'm doing this bonus episode, because I just want to let you know that producing content is not as tough as you think. It seems hard, but it's not that hard. The main thing you have to do is just, be writing down your ideas, be jotting them down, be present, be thinking, always have your marketing hat on. I keep mine on pretty tight these days. Any and everything. And like I said, I know for some people video is going to be the way to go. But for others, if you don't have a lot of time, if you can't really, if you have a job where you can't really, sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to do these videos, then I would say do the podcast at first just to practice. Or if you're shy on camera, then do a podcast, and you can do a podcast about whatever, it doesn't have to be about just marketing, because I figure eventually I probably would do something else besides just a, marketing podcast, because I like doing the podcast. I've learned that I like to sit here and chit chat, and talk it up. But once I stop saying but all the time, then I'll do another podcast. But no. And then always make sure that you are keeping a file. Make sure that you have, space on your phone or space on your computer for all the videos you do, all the podcasts you create. Make sure you're keeping them somewhere safe and protected. If you have to do a backup the backups, because this stuff is, like I said, one of the coolest things is 1 week. I remember the first 30 days I had about 0 listeners probably. And I remember one day, about 6 weeks in, I looked at my stats. It went from 4 or 5, probably 20, maybe 20 listen, 20 people downloading an episode maybe in the first 5 weeks, 6 weeks maybe. And then one week I had 300. like 300 downloads or whatever, 200 or 300 downloads, and I was like, oh shit, and I was like, this is cool. And after that, you know, I knew, you know, well, first I knew that it was gonna be all right because one person downloaded it. So I said, you know what, one person downloaded it. We talked about celebrating the little success, the big success. One person downloads your stuff, one person reads your article, one person likes whatever you wrote. That's a victory. And if you know if one person likes it, everybody will catch up. And I will give you another tip about the podcast. The podcast, don't think, or even videos, whatever you do, whatever content you do, don't think about the millions and millions of people. Just say, hey, I'm talking to one person, because I am talking to one person. I'm talking to you. You know, I'm not talking to 20 people. I'm not talking to 30 people. I'm talking to one person. I'm talking to you. And when I was doing videos last year, towards the end of last year, I was doing these videos. That was one thing that I kept thinking. I'm like, there's gonna be millions of people watching. No, nobody's watching them videos, partner. But so I know next time when I crank out the videos here soon, it's gonna be, I'm gonna look into the camera, and I know this time it's just like I'm talking to one person, because I've gotten that, you know, the podcast. I stepped out of the ego, and I didn't worry about, you know, who's gonna listen, what, you know, blah blah blah, all that BS. Put that to the side, and you go, you know what? I'm doing a podcast. I'm not gonna think about who's listening. I'm not gonna think about how many people are listening. I'm just gonna do the content, produce the content. I'm gonna talk to one person, and well, really, when you first get started, you really are talking to one person. But you know what I mean. You just want to get into the mindset. It's like, hey, I'm talking to my friend. I'm explaining to my friend this. That's how I think. I'm like, hey, you listening, you're my friend, and I'm talking to you about marketing. I'm talking to you about marketing from my perspective, from my point of view. So I'm discussing with you what I think, and you're on the other end listening. You're either nodding your head, you're agreeing sometimes, and sometimes you're not agreeing, and sometimes you're going, you know what, he makes the point, and sometimes you go, you know what, this guy's not making any sense right now. So I'm not going to do that, but I might do this. Or I might listen to that, but I might not listen to that. And that is how it goes. So I'm talking to you. I'm talking to one. When I talk, I'm talking to one person. I'm not thinking, oh, there's going to be 700 people listening today. No, I don't put any thought into that, and you shouldn't put any thought into that either. Just make the content, and like I said before, you make the content, people will come. You'll get better at marketing. You'll get better at telling people, hey, you know, check out my video, you know, click and subscribe and all that good stuff, you know. Like I said, you know, every weekend I'm like, tell a friend to tell a friend, you know. That's, you know, you'll just get better. You'll get more comfortable, and you know, just take it from there. So, yeah, I made this bonus video just to talk about. At first I thought I should just talk about making a podcast, but all this stuff is just content creation. We just want to be creating content. That's like the main. I can't preach that enough, because the more of your own stuff that you make, I think the more successful you will be when it comes to online marketing. Because yeah, you can go buy like PDFs from people and all that kind of stuff, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, people want to know your thoughts. People want to know what you think. People want to know, because people don't follow you on the videos. They're not going to follow you on the whatever platform you go on. They're not going to follow you just to hear you spill out somebody else's thoughts or steal somebody else's ideas. Nobody wants to hear that. They want to hear from you. What do you have to say? And don't think, oh, I don't know what I have to say. Tell us about you. Discuss, you know, your life and how, because everything can be tied back into something. Everything can be tied back into marketing. Everything can be tied back into affiliate marketing, you know. Because we've all had ups and downs from jobs. We all had ups and downs in relationships. We've all had ups and downs just in life in general. So, your life, you know, the things that are happening around you, the things that are happening to other people. Use all of that, you know, put it all in the pot, you know, add water, and just make the most content you can. And of course, the quality, the more you do it, the more you do it, the more level of quality will go up. You know, it's just like when I started writing, the writing was god awful last year in the beginning. It was bad. I've done more writing. I've gotten better. I'm going to get better, and I'm going to get better because I'm going to do more writing. So it's going to get better, and it's going to get better, and it's going to get better. And then before you know it, you'll be buying a book from your boy. Okay? So that's that. But make sure, you know, I mean, I know this is a bonus episode, but this bonus episode is just, I just want to emphasize, because sometimes, you know, like I said before, like I said in this podcast, like you hear so many people, and so many people saying that they don't think they can. Well, people I know that I've talked to about, you know, internet marketing and things of that nature. A lot of people, they feel like I don't have time, or I don't know what to do, and I see all these other people, they making money, and how am I gonna make money? You know, that's a very bad attitude to have. So I just feel like the people that listen to this podcast, I don't want them to have that feeling. Like, I can't tell you how to feel, but I just want everybody that listens to this podcast to have the belief that you can create your content, and you can be in charge of yourself, and you can grow your business, because it's very possible. It's very, you know, it's very possible. So, you know, a lot of people feel like, because you, like today, I saw, like, I remember when I was struggling in online marketing, and when I was struggling pretty bad with the internet marketing, I started watching these videos, and it was these guys, and he was like, this is why you're not gonna make it in online marketing. They're lying to you. They're scheming you. And I'm like, yeah, you know, but it's like, nah. So I went through a period of like a couple weeks, a month, I would watch this stuff and be like, yeah, see, you can't make no money. And I'm like, nah. I can make the money. I just gotta get off my ass and get into it, you know. I gotta dig deeper than what I'm digging. You know, you can't scratch the surface. You can't scratch the surface and expect to be a millionaire. You gotta dive deep. If you want it bad enough, it's like, how bad do you want it? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's like, how bad. I say I want this, I say I want that, but it's like, what are you gonna do to get it? What am I gonna do to get it? How bad did you want it? You know, like, if you want it bad enough, you'll keep doing it. You know, it's like, I remember the first month, I was like, well, in October, I was like, I gotta figure out, you know, how to post my podcast on YouTube. And it's like, I have 100 podcast episodes, and I'm like, okay, now I have to shut the hell up and get in here and really transfer these podcasts and add them to the YouTube channel. Because if I had 100 episodes to my YouTube channel, then of course, you know, the more content you create on YouTube, the more the algorithm says, hey, this guy has whatever, you know, videos or whatever, and more people are gonna watch. And then I can grow the YouTube channel as well as the podcast at the same time. So it's like, all right, so tomorrow I'm going to, well, not tomorrow, as soon as I get off here, I'm going to figure that out, and then I'm going to start doing it, you know, start uploading them, you know, on a weekly basis, you know. And the same thing with my website. Like, I got to embed the podcast into the website. So it's like, we got to move these podcasts around, because the more people that listen, the more listenership, and the more, you know, things that start, the more, the bigger and better things that start happening as far as my business, you know. So that's how you want to look at it. And that's why I tell you all the time, you know, create the content, come up with ideas, keep it going, you know, don't just keep consuming, start producing. The more we produce, the more money we will make. And the better off we will be. The more things we can do with ourselves and our time, because one of my goals, I know we talked about goals. This is a long bonus episode, people. And I know we talked about goals, and I hope you have started writing your goals down. I write mine down every day. One goal that I've written down, don't tell my wife, is I travel every quarter, because my wife, she wants to go on different trips, and I want to take my beautiful wife wherever she wants to go. I want to take her there. So I said, you know what? These next 3 months, I'm gonna really hit it. I'm gonna get my online marketing up, because I have another goal. I'm gonna go past the 10,000 mark, 20,000, 100,000, however much. We're gonna bust past those marks, and then we're gonna, of course, retire from the truck driving. Got one foot out the door. Just gotta move the other leg out the door, and then my wife wants to go somewhere, because one of our goals is to drive around the country in the RV. So the faster that I get, down the road out of this, the more time we have time to go look at RVs and, rent the RV, buy the RV, whatever, and cruise around the country. And then I can tell you I'm going live from the RV or wherever, So, but it all starts with taking action. It all starts with creating content. And I want you to, of course, I gotta start emphasizing you should email me, so that way we can get a report, because I want to get to know you. I want you to get to know me. I want this to be a family. We are a family, because I appreciate you for listening, but I want us to really, encourage each other, inspire each other. I want to hear your story. I want to hear, hey, I started doing this, and now I'm doing that, and I made this, and I made that. Like, I want to hear that shit, that's inspiring, that will help all of us out. That will help the little community out, So I had to start telling you to email more often. I probably don't say it enough, but we'll start that next week. Anyway, that's it for the bonus episode. Like I said, if you want to start a podcast, you can always just buy a quality microphone. It doesn't have to be $150. It doesn't have to be $200. It could be $20. Like the one I got. You got a phone. Make sure you're using the phone to create content. Make sure you're using the phone, not just consuming. You're already paying enough for the phone, so you might as well make some money off the phone. And if you want to do videos, do the video. And another thing is, don't worry about being nervous. Don't worry about the ums and the ahs. Just get going. You'll get better. And trust me and believe me. Trust you and believe me, you will get better, okay? The more you do it, the more confidence you get. Confidence is fleeting, but the more you do it, you'll get confidence. And then once you get the hang of it, then you could come, and then you won't have to do like 500. You won't have to hit the erase button every time. You know what I mean? Like when I first started doing a podcast, I would have to erase. I'd be like, man, this is the 6th time I said this stuff, and then I had to do it. Now I can just plug it up, hit the button one time, talk, then boom, that's it. It's not many, flubs or whatever. So that's that. Just remember, I know I say it enough, but I like you. So I want all, me personally, I want the whole world to succeed, okay? That's just me. I know all of us ain't gonna make it. You know what I mean? Like, all of us ain't gonna make it. All of us, because some people they ain't gonna they don't want to do it after a while. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. But for the people that really want to do it, for the people they know what they want to do, they know where they want to go. I want it for you. You know what I'm saying? I know I want it for me, but I also want it for you. So that's why I know we repeat ourselves quite a bit, but repetition sometimes is the best thing. So be out there creating content. Don't forget to write your goals down as well. I write them down every day. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. At first, I thought it was going to be a load of shit. But I'll tell you what. Ever since I started writing them goals down, I've done more and more stuff. You know, I look at the goals every night. I think about them. You know, as I told you last week, I think I said this last week. After a while, you want to start really cranking this stuff up. You have to start being more about yourself. So this is another thing, you know, sacrifices. So, you know, write the goals down, look at the goals, think about your goals, you know, and get started, get going, you know. So that's it. That's the bonus episode. I hope it was good for you. But like I said, create the content. Don't be a 100% consumer. Try to get you a good mix in. Let's email each other. All right. Don't be a stranger. Let me know what you got going on. Let me know what you're trying to do. Maybe I can help. Maybe you can help me. Hey man, if you listen to this podcast, you know you're my family. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna end this bonus edition. Hope you enjoyed it. My name is Tony Rosano. This is the Affiliate Party Podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. And good night, everybody. And as always, everybody, peace.